What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today we are going to be talking about Raiden. Now, you might notice something different right now, and that is music is playing in the background. Now, let me know how y'all feel about me playing music in the background of my videos. You know, the reason I never really played music in the background of my videos is because I don't want to get hit with the copyright strike. But this YouTuber made a whole free playlist of beats for people that I'm very sure he purchased himself, so people could just use them for free. He is very nice for that, and you know, these aren't the beats I usually like to listen to, but you know, they're free beats and they can just go in the background of videos. So yeah, let me know how y'all feel about the beats. But let's get into Raiden. Poor Raiden. This character is absolutely lacking. I made a buff Raiden video a couple months ago and literally nothing has changed. Him and Shao Kahn have been the two inconsistent worst characters in the game. Like, and that's not even debatable. Like, if people want to debate that, don't pay them any mind. Anybody who is in this scene and been playing this game a decent amount know that these two characters, well, not Devore obviously, but Raiden and Shao Kahn are in fact the worst characters in the game. And it's simply because their archetypes are incomplete. So archetypes not being finished play a big part in a character not being good in this game, and Shao Kahn and Raiden prove that. If we look at Raiden right here, so I'm not sure if I mentioned the order the video is going to go in. I'm going to be talking about everything wrong with him and then how we can help this character, this poor character. Whenever I see this character, I just think poor Raiden. Like, I don't know why. It's like Shao Kahn's worse than him, but I don't think poor Shao Kahn when I see Shao Kahn, even though that character is horrible. And I feel sorry for the people that play him, but Raiden is just like, dang. Like, they did him dirty. Like, maybe because I've seen how they did him in Injustice 2 and now this game as well. It's just like, wow. But anyways, let's get into it. Raiden, what they wanted this character to be is a anti-zoning. See, he has a teleport right here. They wanted him to be an anti-zoning 50-50 character. That's completely what they wanted from Raiden, and you can tell that's what they went for, because he literally doesn't have like anything else that thrives. Like, his mid, not good, like very lackluster. Well, I don't know why it's mid-high. It makes no sense. And then we look at it, the crap. We look at it right here. Crap's -9 as well, and it's freaking mid-high. Like, why? And this right here, this mid is not that good either. Like, it's okay for just a quick knockdown, but you know, it's not anything special. It's -6. The startup on it, if we look at it here, it's 11 frames. Like, startup on it is fine, but you know, it just knocks down. There's not really a good use for it. The mid sucks. So if we look at his other tools, the overhead and the low, I feel like this is what they wanted him to be designed around. They wanted him to check you. Give me a second now. Let me make sure my phone doesn't interrupt the video. Give me a quick second, because YouTube doesn't like those notifications. So yeah. And by the way, y'all, you can get copyrighted for a notification. I'm pretty sure it happened to me before, but I don't completely remember. But yeah, crap's crazy. But let's get back into the video. You can tell that they wanted to make Raiden made where he checks you with this, and then when you're scared of this mid or these lackluster mids, they wanted him to be like a commit type character. When you're scared of these mids or whatever, and then he goes in with the overhead or low. That's what they wanted from him. But the problem is his overhead and low, both of them are horrible. Like, everything about this character is horrible, actually, besides the fact he has this teleport. Literally everything else sucks. He has no redeeming qualities. And it really sucks because this was my first main in this game, y'all. In case y'all didn't know, like, Raiden was the first character that I ever picked up. And to see him like this even like a year later, it's just pitiful. Like, I don't know why they won't give this character a true buff? Well, I'm just gonna say this here. We all know who started it, but somebody, and if you want to know who it is, you can see in the comments. They'll let you know. But I don't really, be calling out people like that. But somebody tried to convince the community that Raiden was S tier, second variation, and when in fact this character is not S tier. And we see months later that the character didn't receive any changes whatsoever. Like, this character is not S tier, never was S tier, and he's just horrible. Like, this character could have gotten buffs, but somebody went on a crusade about this character, and that might have played a part in why this character didn't get buffed. Because, a certain person had people thinking this character was good, but the character is in fact not good. We see months later people aren't playing Raiden, people aren't talking about Raiden because Raiden sucks. His archetype is incomplete. That's the main reason this character sucks. And then, the one person who started that opinion, a lot of people, as usual how this goes, tried to follow up and be like, yeah, Rajan might actually be S tier. Or no, started saying, yeah, it is, it has this, my eyes have been open. Like, in reality, no, Rajan is not S tier either. Like, Thunder Wave and Rajan suck. They both are freaking terrible. Now, Rajan is better than Thunder Wave, but they both still are trash. Now, Thunder Wave's problem is this right here isn't good. This is the problem with Thunder Wave. So if he does this right here, you can punish him. Now, it's meant for combos. The problem is you can break away in a lot of situations and get a full combo punish on him for him trying to confirm damage. And then, freaking stupid female hitboxes. I don't know why female hitboxes are a thing, or small hitboxes are a thing. Everybody should have the same hitbox to me. He actually gets, you see right here, both of those hits don't hit. He gets less damage all around if he is going against a female. He gets less damage. I'm like, why? I never have understood female hitboxes, and I think they're stupid and need to be removed. That and tiny hitboxes. Everybody should just have the same hitbox, in my opinion. But he gets less damage on females overall, and his character is not lacking in damage, because even if he opens you up, which do something like this right here. I think the combo needs to be different. Oh no, there we go. He still gets like decent damage, but the fact that he gets less damage on female characters just sucks. Now back to the archetype thing. His archetype just isn't complete. When he hits you with an overhead, okay, they wanted him to be played around this overhead. That's what they wanted him to be played around. His crushing blows are not practical because this is MK freaking 11. Nobody is going to sit there and let you hit them with two overheads. All these wake up options, all these freaking hopping on wake up, mashing on wake up, rolling on wake up. Like, people are not going to let you hit them with two overheads. If you get hit by this crushing blow from Raiden, you absolutely deserved it. Now, the fact is they wanted him to be played around this, and he can't be played around it because it's MK11. You're not gonna get this a lot. Like, you might get it every once in a while, but against most players, you're not landing that, and that sucks because that is what he's supposed to be played around, but he's not. The character is just flat out horrible, and it all originates from his archetype not being complete. And the way they want him to be played, it just does not work. And they won't buff the other things about him in his base kit to even make him like relevant at all. They're not doing anything to this character. And it's really horrible because he obviously needs it. And that's the main thing. Now I want to get into Rajan too, because I want to talk about the problems with the specific variations and then get into the base kit more. Now, the problem with Rajan is when people were, debating was Rajan good, it's all because of that one move where he knocks you down with the pole. I am not sure on the input, to be honest. Let me go look at it real quick. It's the move where I think it's this. Oh no, that's the summon lightning. Here. There we go. That one. This move. Now, this move right here was supposed to be Raiden's saving grace. Like, he does this move and, oh, wait, he's good. He can do stuff now. When, in reality, this doesn't matter either. Like, okay, yes, he has a way to be safe, which is good. But this is not how Raiden is supposed to be played. Like, mid-check in the grab, strike throw. This is not what Raiden is supposed to do. So, the fact that he has this, yes, it's good, but it doesn't mesh with his kit very well. And that's why, when all these, speculations that, oh, maybe we're sleeping on Rajan came out, I'm like, no, because Rajan is not what Raiden is meant to do. Raiden is not meant to be this type of character that, hits you with this and wants to reset the neutral and everything. Raiden doesn't care about the neutral. Like, he just doesn't. Raiden wants to get in there and hit you with freaking 50-50s and stuff. Like, that's what Raiden wants to do. That's his archetype. And you can tell that's how they try to design him, because they even gave him an unfuzzyable string as well. If you don't know what an unfuzzyable string is, I have a video on that. Just look up Nickopz, what are fuzzies. But yeah, they gave him an unfuzzyable string, so they wanted him to be a true mixed character, and this does not complement that. Like, what, he's gonna do that, get some baby damage, literally doesn't work off the overhead. Like, the unfuzzyable into it, like, it just doesn't reward him enough. This variation, that is what it is at the end of the day. He doesn't get rewarded enough for what this variation does. Therefore, him having this variation, yes, it's good, but it's just still, no, let me clear that up. It's not good. This variation is not good, but it's good that he has this, because at least he has something better than Thunder Wave. And Truth and Light, we're not even going to talk about that one. That was just, like, disgusting, horrible. Like, we're not talking about that. That doesn't even warrant talking about in the video. It's just trash. But, yeah, Rajan, the saving grace was supposed to be this, but it just doesn't complement what Raiden wants to do. That's what people need to understand. This is not Raiden. This will be amazing on so many other characters, but for Raiden, no. He just doesn't resonate with that. Now, let's go back to the first variation. Now, the problem with his base kit, like I said earlier, and I've been saying throughout this video because I really want people to understand it, it's incomplete. Nothing else matters but understanding that this character is literally incomplete. So, this is the point of the video, the part of the video where we're talking about how can we fix this character. Now, starting off with this variation. This is the problem. This is why I don't ever want to see variations come back to a game, because it's really hard talking about balancing characters because of the whole variation system. But we need to work on fixing his base kit first. So one buff that they could give him to make him relevant, this right here. Make the overhead special cancelable. Make the first hit special cancelable, to where he can go overhead into this right here. That's the first fix they can give him. That would buff all the variations. We need his base kit buff first before we start talking about variation by variation. But that overhead should definitely be special cancelable. There's no reason that it shouldn't be. There's plenty other characters with a overhead that's special cancelable. I don't understand why his isn't. That's the first thing. Now, the crush and blow requirement can stay as long as this is special cancelable. It will be fine. That is the first change he needs. This right here, this move should be mid-mid. There's no reason it shouldn't be mid-mid. Like, there's no problem with that. Make that mid-mid and make it like -4. It shouldn't be -9. Why is it -9? It's a high at the end. Makes no sense. I just really don't get that. But that needs to be, this move needs to be changed -4. Now, I feel like this move, they can make it a bit faster if they only want it as a check. This move is fine being a check, like, it's okay, but, maybe speed it up just a bit if it's a check. I would say giving him a 9-frame check, there wouldn't be nothing wrong with that. But if they don't want to do that, then making this a good stagger string would be just fine as well. Like, probably make this right here, let's go look at it. Make it like -1. And that would be fine. We need to focus on buffing his base kit first. Want to make that clear before this character will ever be relevant. Now, his projectile is fine, like how it is. He has a teleport, so he doesn't need to be able to zone you out too. Projectile is just fine, but there's nothing really wrong with it. I think it'd be cool if they gave him a different cancel, but I mean, he doesn't really need that. If we talked about if they give him the base changes that I just listed now, then Raiden would be, you know, I wouldn't say very good, but that's the start. We can start from there. Then we can look into these other variations and see what to change to tweak the characters to where he's not broken or busted. He's just perfectly fine. Because his archetype, if you get it wrong, you can very easily make him busted. And I don't want that for Raiden. I just want him good. Because if he's just busted, it's like, you know, everybody's going to be hopping on him and playing the character, talking about, well, I always loved Raiden. Like, yeah, shut up. But anyways, this character absolutely needs changes. And also, these moves right here. These moves are really cool, and I feel like they're a good addition to his kit. But there's no reason for this one, and we also need to change that. This move right here, in my personal opinion, should be plus. Now, not anything crazy, but something he could throw out and have the mind game with it. You know how Shang Tsung has the mind game with his launching moves? I feel like it should be the same with this. It shouldn't be a crazy amount of plus, but I feel like if he just throws this out and is plus off of it, then it'll have a use. If they didn't want this move to be used for something, like why put it in the game? There's literally no use for it. Just use this. Like if we look at this right here, startup's 21 frames. They can give him some plus frames off of a 21 frame startup move. I don't want to hear people talking about that's too much. It's 21 freaking frames. They can give him a plus. They can give him a plus check off of this. Just make it plus enough to where he can check with this or that. And that's the base change. With that base change, this character would go up a lot, and we could actually see, all right, now, were those base changes good enough, or do he need more tweaks to his variations? So if the base changes end up not being enough, I would say start tweaking this stuff and tweaking the pole move in Rajan, if the base kit buffs aren't enough. But yeah, everybody, that's basically how I feel about Raiden. Raiden is, in fact, a horrible character, and he can be fixed if they just put a little work in. Character will be fine if they just give him the changes that I listed. He will be perfectly fine, and then go from there. They shouldn't flood him with so many things to where he's busted, but just give him some stuff and then see, because for some reason they're scared to buff Raiden. They don't need to be scared if they're taking the route that I'm suggesting. I said freaking wait, yeah, suggesting. Make sure I said that right, y'all. Forgive me, it's been a while since I made a video like this, but if they just give him the buffs that I'm suggesting, then he would be perfectly fine. Then they could see if they could go from there. That's it, y'all. Like, this character, it's just irritating because he doesn't need much. He really doesn't. Just a couple tweaks here and there, and then his character would be fine. That's the most annoying thing about the low tier characters in this game. They don't need much, but they just won't give them buffs. So everybody, that's Raiden, and let me go ahead and show y'all my new end screen. Boom. This is new end screen where y'all can see my Patreon stuff, and all the links to everything are in the description. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch and my Patreon, and Nickopz out. Have a good day, everybody. Buff freaking Raiden. Please. I'm out.